ABC7 Bangor.
This is ABC7 News at Noon.
A computer system problem grounded airline flights around the country this morning. We'll have the latest, including what's happened locally. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. The man accused of a Lincolnville murder made his first court appearance. And an important meeting will be held in Downey's, Maine this week to discuss a crisis facing local emergency medical crews. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories in just a moment. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey, Susan. Happy Wednesday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Lou J. and Fredericks across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Here we go. So we're looking pretty decent out there. Any patchy fog that developed this morning has backed off, and now the rest of the day is looking really good with a lot of sunshine out there and hardly any clouds. We're going to be watching for our next system, though, which is located right about in here. It's going to be tracking off towards the east, and that'll give us our next opportunity for a wintry mess I'll be moving in with a transition to rain with some warmer temperatures that will begin to approach. The winds will not be a huge deal at all. They'll be relatively calm out there. It's maybe a light breeze at best, but more wind on the way for the daytime tomorrow with our next system moving in. And I can see some winds up to 15 miles per hour sustained or 10 to 15 miles per hour sustained. Maybe some alerts issued along the coast soon as we'll be watching the system moving in. A lot of sunshine for us today, relatively calm. More clouds on the way later on tonight with our next system that will begin to approach. Your forecast for today, upper 20s, mostly sunny with that north wind at about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, mostly cloudy, lows in the middle teens, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Things get a little busy. Tomorrow, 34 degrees, mostly cloudy, slight chance for snow showers, southeast wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Some higher gusts can't be ruled out. Hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period. A lot of sunshine with temperatures in the 20s and then falling. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. Flights around the nation were grounded this morning following the outage of a crucial computer system operated by the FAA. That system provides important safety information to pilots who weren't allowed to return to the air until it was corrected. According to the FAA, the problem is with its notice to air emissions, which blasts key safety warnings. Pilots rely on them for information, and without those notices, they simply cannot take off. The question now is how much of an impact that outage will have on air travel in the coming days. Devin Dagnall is at the Bangor International Airport to see how this shutdown has affected flights there. What can you tell us, Devin?
When I first arrived at the Bangor Airport only a couple hours ago, the team was optimistic that they had dodged a bullet. When I spoke with Amy Thibodeau, the marketing and business manager, there was only about 3 delays total. Since then, the number has tripled for a total of 9 delays, with more expected as the day goes on. Thibodeau says that she expects the delays will continue over the next 24 hours, but there's no way to estimate how bad it will get. We'll keep you updated as the story continues. Back to you, Susan.
Thank you, Devin. It is a big day for sports betting in the state. The Gambling Control Unit released their proposed text for rulemaking of sports wagering in Maine. Since August, when sports wagering in Maine became law, the state has been working to make sure the rules that were made were fair to anyone looking for a license. Now the door is open for conversation in the public forum.
Everybody gets equal treatment. The biggest thing is to be, when you're submitting information, getting the information, more is better than less. That helps to get that process completed in a quicker fashion.
There will be a public forum on January 31st at 9 a.m. at the Department of Safety building in Augusta, where any questions or concerns can be voiced. A man accused of murder made his first court appearance Tuesday. 47-year-old Matthew Pendleton is accused of killing 47-year-old Kevin Colbert of Lincolnville. He was found dead inside Pendleton's home on Friday. According to court documents, Pendleton engaged in conduct that, quote, manifested a depraved indifference to the value of human life, which resulted in the death of Kevin Currid. During his arraignment Tuesday in Belfast, some members of Currid's family had to be removed from the courtroom following an outburst. Pendleton is being held without bail at the Waldo County Jail. He's due back in court February 6. A fast-moving fire ravaged a house in Etna, leaving a family devastated over the loss of a home they'd owned for decades. Our Matthew Jaroncic has the story.
Multiple fire departments responded to a structure fire that broke out in Etna Tuesday morning.
We responded. Carmel got here before we did. They said the whole building was totally engulfed.
We were at work and
got a call saying that the house was on fire, so we got here as soon as we could.
According to neighbors in the area, by the time the fire departments arrived, the fire already had a big head start. Firefighters went to work trying to save as much as they could. Unfortunately, they were dealing with a fast-moving blaze.
Well, water, we got our hydrant down here didn't work, so they had to go put a Plymouth Village to get water, just to get enough crew to fight the fire.
Dealing with the loss of their homestead, the Whitleys are thinking of more than the house itself, but what is inside the home they fear is ruined.
We just don't understand what we did to have all this go on, and now it's a total loss of the house and everything of my grandfather that he worked for 38 years is gone, just like that.
A total loss, but they are glad no one was home when the fire broke out. Their German Shepherd King was home at the time, but has not been found. They are hoping he ran off and will return soon.
Always came, this was my home, just as much as my aunt and my grandfather's.
Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
The Maine Department of Corrections has confirmed the death of an inmate at the Mountain View Correctional Facility in Charleston. 71-year-old Dennis Van Wart of Hiram died at approximately 2 o'clock Tuesday morning. In 1996, Van Wart began serving a 60-year sentence for murder. Consistent with the Maine Department of Justice policy, the Attorney General's office, the state police, and the medical examiner were all notified. An important meeting will be held in Down East Maine this week to discuss a crisis facing local emergency medical crews. They say some services may have to be cut unless local towns provide more funding. Devin Dagnall explains.
When you call 911, there may not be somebody there to help.
The state of Maine is facing an unprecedented EMS crisis that worsens by the day. Nancy Parrott, the service representative of Petit Manan Ambulance Corps, says that most of the crisis can be attributed to a lack of funding provided for EMS crews by the towns they serve. The reason emergency medical services rely on their towns for a majority of their funding is most insurance providers only cover up to 80% of the cost of an ambulance, leaving a large portion of the bill that often goes unpaid.
We did a financial analysis, and if you're doing more than 1,800 calls a year, you lose about $400 to $450 every time you go on a call. If you're doing less than 800 calls a year, you're losing $2,000 every time you go on a call.
The lack of funding often results in understaffing. Low staffing means that one EMS crew gets multiple calls in their town. They must rely on the help of other crews in surrounding areas. However, if and when one of those other crews respond to help a neighboring town, they also leave their town at risk.
So when another emergency comes in, we have to cover each other. So Pleasant River covers, Petit Manan covers their area when they're out. We all back each other up, and it's a crucial system.
Parrott says that without more funding, ambulance corps like hers could have to close. She says that if any of these stations were to go under, it would mean a town with multiple emergency calls could have to wait hours for a crew to arrive. In some cases, that could mean the difference between life and death.
We had a situation the other day for Millbridge at Critical Run, and our backup unit that would be covering this area at the time, they had Moosabec, and that would have at least taken 45 minutes from Moosabec to Millbridge.
Parrott says that there will be a meeting on Thursday afternoon in Columbia Falls in an attempt to educate town officials about the situation and gather support from the public. In Millbridge for ABC7 and Fox 22, I'm Devin Dagnall.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, there's some good news for anyone who has canceled their cable service. We've got the details when we return.
If you've been hurt in a car accident, watch out.
Watch out. The insurance company may try to tell you that you don't need a lawyer.
Watch out. The insurance company may try to settle before you're done with all your medical treatments.
Don't trust that insurance company after your accident. You could miss out on a lot of money. Call the Twos and we'll watch out for you.
Lowry & Associates watched out for me and got me $275,000.
Call the Twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do? Call 222-2222.
With AAA Insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
Mad Cat & Company in the North Brewer Shopping Plaza invites you to host your next event with us. We are much more than just a bar. Our event room is designed to host any type of event, formal or casual. Family gatherings, birthday parties, corporate parties, club meetings, fundraisers, or weddings and receptions. We've got you covered. Our open floor plan can adequately seat 100 or more people, and we can assist you with food, drinks, and entertainment as well. Call or visit our website today.
I was upset, Your Honor. My brother had just passed.
Not upset enough not to go get the safe.
Dishonesty after a death in the family?
You were the only ones there when the safe was opened. And you knew that your brother had put away money in the safe for her.
Then a memorial no one will forget.
Now I'm interested in what happened at the funeral.
I was hit in my face.
Next, Judge Judy.
Wednesday at 5, only on ABC 7.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
The United States Supreme Court has declined to review a challenge to Maine's first-in-the-nation consumer protection law requiring cable companies to prorate customers' final month of service. The law was passed by the legislature and was originally set to go into effect in September 2020. It was stalled when Spectrum filed a suit in federal court. By declining to hear Spectrum's petition, the Supreme Court has effectively upheld the legality of the law. Attorney General Aaron Fry said, quote, just as it would be unacceptable for a restaurant to charge for undelivered food or Amazon to charge for an undelivered package, large cable companies should not be permitted to charge for cable that is not provided. I'm thrilled that customers will no longer have to pay after they cancel their subscriptions. I strongly encourage Mainers who did not get what they were owed going back to September 2020 to request their refunds. The Maine Organic Farmers and Gardeners Association revealed the winner of this year's artwork contest for the 2023 Common Ground Country Fair. Artist Rebecca Lowe's piece, Monarchs and Milkweed, unveiled at this year's agricultural trade show, will be used in all promotional materials for the upcoming fair, including posters and pamphlets. According to fair director April Boucher, the artwork represents more than the fair itself.
This is something that we do every year so that we can lift up local artists, and they also help support us and really help current farmers and also people who are interested in farming.
The annual fair will take place this coming fall from September 22nd to the 24th. In addition to food and live music, the events will feature more than 600 educational workshops and 400 local artisans for Mainers to check out. To learn more, visit mofga.org/thefair. The Bangor Area Recovery Network, also known as BARN, launched its new Recovery Justice Program. The program will provide community-based recovery support to incarcerated individuals, as well as those recently released from incarceration and first-time offenders. The goal is to help these individuals enter or continue recovery from substance use disorders. BARN's Recovery Justice Program Coordinator Angela Walker says the program will collaborate with law enforcement agencies and correctional facilities to build and develop these new services.
We will be resourcing out with local agencies in the area to make sure that their whole well-being is taken care of.
The program is made possible by $273,000 in American Rescue Plan Act funds, which were granted to BARN by the Penobscot County Commissioners. After the break, we'll see if price impacts the effectiveness of new cancer drugs. We'll be right back.
We've got a 100-year-old company here, and it's because of the service, the quality, and the experience. It gets done right.
I think we've been doing it for so long,
the only thing that we do, that when we walk into a room, we automatically know how to treat that window. We can take any product that the customer's looking for and make it work in just about any situation that they present us with. So
There's no reason to be overwhelmed. We can help you through it.
we're not going anywhere. We've been around for 100 years.
Your favorite restaurants for half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Here's this week's featured deal.
Huang Li Chinese restaurant in Pittsfield has a wide selection of tasty dishes, including poo-poo for two with rice, General Tao chicken, sesame chicken, beef teriyaki, and more. They are just minutes from Interstate 95 Pittsfield exit.
On sale Thursday at 9 a.m. A limited supply available half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
Max True Value Hardware in Unity is the best option year-round for all of your home improvement projects. Backed by one of the leading paint manufacturers in the United States, Max will color match or custom mix any color for you. We care about your pets too, carrying all of the essential pet products in our store. During those cold winters, we take the extra step to help with wood pellets ready to load on site. We also fill all size propane cylinders year-round. Max True Value Hardware. We take pride in serving our community. Let us know how we can help you today.
This week on Wheel, everyone loves a shopping spree.
Pick that up.
Yeah, I'll take you on a shopping spree next.
Yeah, I'll thank you. Can I use your credit card?
Of course.
Okay, sounds good.
Plus,
Actually taught myself how to after I saw Vanna does it as well.
and
S.
No. C. No. Rachel.
D.
No. I'm sorry.
can you name this tune?
I'll be at the bar.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
This week on Jeopardy!
I will bet the whole shebang. The whole shebang. A true daily double.
One player brags about beating all-time legend James Holtzhauer.
My team won 2 Scholastic Bowl state championships, and his won 0.
Wow.
And we go back 25 years.
What did he come up with? Who is Max? Who is Max?
Max is my 9-year-old.
To introduce you to Max.
My dad was on in 1997.
Will he make his father proud on Jeopardy!
All this week at 7:30, only on ABC 7. There are new images of the flood disaster in California, and more rain is headed their way. The deadly parade of storms slamming the state in recent days. More evacuations are now underway.
This morning, the death toll is expected to rise from the catastrophic parade of storms slamming California. The unrelenting weather has dumped 36 inches of rain on parts of the state since Christmas, killing at least 17 people. 2 recent deaths were from lightning strikes, and a boy remains missing after floodwaters swept away his mother's car.
We've had less people die in the last 2 years of major wildfires in California that have died since New Year's Day related to this weather.
Now, forecasters warn the storms will continue for at least another week, with a, quote, enormous cyclone poised to bring up to 10 more inches of rain to Northern California in the coming days. And east of San Francisco, the entire community of Planada has evacuated because of rising floodwater. In Southern California, Pasadena police say this driver of this Tesla lost control in the rain, slamming through a wall and into a pool. 2 teachers at a nearby school saw the crash and rescued the driver. Emergency crews had to pull a woman and a girl to safety after 2 vehicles ended up falling into this massive sinkhole. Another sinkhole in Santa Barbara County damaged 15 homes.
Hey, you missed the spot.
At Union Station in Los Angeles, golf carts were needed to shuttle passengers from the flooding. And it's not just California. 10 states are under alerts for severe weather.
The search for a missing Massachusetts woman has taken a grim turn. Investigators were spotted digging through a transfer station yesterday, looking for evidence in the disappearance of 39-year-old Anya Walsh. Authorities confirmed they found a number of items that could be related to the case. They include blood, a hatchet, a hacksaw, a rug, and cleaning supplies. The mother of 3 was reported missing by her co-workers on January 4th. Her husband, 47-year-old Brian Walsh, is currently charged with misleading police, claiming he lied to investigators about his whereabouts around the time she vanished. Investigators are also testing bloodstains and a bloodied knife found in the couple's basement. We're learning more about classified records recently discovered at a private office once used by President Biden. The documents date back to his time as vice president in the Obama White House, and now Biden himself is breaking his silence about the discovery. ABC's Justin Finch is following the latest in Washington.
At a summit in Mexico, President Biden addressing those classified records while adding some distance, suggesting they were brought to his former office without his knowledge.
I was briefed about this discovery and surprised to learn that there were any government records that were taken there to that office.
Sources tell ABC News Biden's lawyers discovered roughly 10 classified documents, some marked top secret, all dated between 2013 and 2016. The New York Times reports the papers include briefing materials on foreign countries from when Biden was vice president.
They've turned over the boxes to the archives, and we're cooperating fully.
Trump-appointed U.S. Attorney John Lausch now investigating. That probe coming as a special counsel investigates why former President Donald Trump took hundreds of classified records with him to his Mar-a-Lago home.
They have to eat their words, but the hypocrisy.
The Republican-led House Oversight Committee also investigating. But there are critical differences between these cases. ABC has learned it does not appear Biden personally asked for the documents to be moved from the White House. While Trump knowingly took hundreds of classified documents, some marked top secret when he left office. The White House insists Biden's legal team immediately informed archives as soon as they discovered those documents. Whereas Trump refused to hand over the classified material for months, even resisting a subpoena, before the FBI finally searched his Mar-a-Lago estate. And more questions remain about those Biden records, including why were his lawyers packing up his old office, and could there be anything in those records that could damage the president politically?
Protests in Mexico City over a new migration agreement between the U.S. and Mexico. Demonstrators gathered in Mexico City Tuesday, angered over a new plan sending 30,000 migrants per month from Cuba, Haiti, Venezuela, and Nicaragua back across the border. The number of migrants crossing the U.S.-Mexico border has skyrocketed during Biden's first 2 years in office. The protests taking place as Biden, Mexico's president, and Canada's prime minister meet at the National Palace in Mexico City for the North American Leaders Summit. Some people might think if a prescription drug costs more, it must work better. According to researchers, that's not the case with new cancer drugs. The prices of the medications are not linked to how well they work. With more, here's ABC's Justin Finch.
Have you ever balked at the cost of cancer care for yourself or a loved one? A common thought is, like most things, more expensive means better quality and results, right? Apparently not when it comes to new cancer drugs. Researchers at the universities of California, San Francisco, Maryland, and Switzerland looked at the relationship between drug price and survival measures and found that the price of new cancer drugs is not linked with how well they actually work for patients. 224 cancer drugs were approved in the last few years. The average cost of a single drug was nearly $200,000 yearly. That cost has risen from $120,000 only a decade ago. So how are these drugs getting priced? According to researchers, most likely based on how much the market is willing to pay. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Find meaningful work in direct care, like Justin, who works with people who are brain injured in a residential care facility.
Make sure you're compatible, because if you're going to be a DSP, you want to do it because you want to and enjoy it, not for a job. The right personality and character traits, in my opinion, to be a DSP is kind, caring, outgoing, and understanding.
Visit caringforme.org to learn more and make an impact through a compassionate career.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Hanks Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to snow blowers. Everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hank's Husqvarna, Carmel, or Newport.
1, 2, 3, family! 12 parents invited us into their homes, all in search of today's best parenting style. We're putting each parenting technique to the test. I can't do it.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
We're looking for the style you think is effective.
I want to know why my house looks like a nuclear power plant explosion and your house looks like that.
The Parent Test. New Thursday, 9/8 Central on ABC.
Here's something that might make you hungry. The 2023 Girl Scout cookie season is officially underway, and there's a new flavor to enjoy. The Raspberry Rally is similar to the popular Thin Mints, but includes a raspberry filling instead of box, and boxes will be available to buy online only. You can also order other popular favorites, including Samoas and Adventurefuls, until April. Well, it's hard to top a Girl Scout cookie, but let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Wednesday afternoon. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home and Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we go. So a lot of sunshine out there this afternoon, so we're looking pretty decent. Any patchy fog from earlier this morning has since gotten out of here. So overall, we're looking pretty good at this point, though, with high pressure just to the north. But we're going to be watching for our next system located right about in here. This is going to be moving from the west, going toward the east. This will give us the opportunity for a little bit more wintry precipitation moving in, with some snow to start switching over to rain with some warming temperatures on the way. Now, of course, many of us have talked about California as well. Look at all this flow of moisture continuing to move in with another system. And, of course, the precipitation's helped out the reservoirs over there. But, of course, too much has moved in too quickly, and it does continue to take place. But futurecast moving forward for today back here at home. A lot of sunshine on the way, maybe a few passing clouds. But later on tonight, clouds begin to move in from the southwest to the north and east. Ahead of our next system, that will begin to move in. Slight chances for maybe a few snow showers late in the day, but the better opportunities get going overnight tonight, or overnight tomorrow night, I should say, as we'll be watching for our next system moving in. And of course, though, by Friday morning, we'll be switching over to rain by that point as well. So here's the general idea. So we'll be watching this moving and starting off with some snow and a little bit of a wintry mix too. Temperatures will rise in a hurry, so we'll switch over to all rain with a gusty south wind also. It'll mainly stay as rain for the rest of the event through parts of Friday. Then as we head towards Saturday, it looks to taper off. So even by Saturday, most of the precipitation looks to be done by that point. So moving forward, decent precipitation on the way, 1 to 2 inches of rainfall and melted down snow before we're all finished up. So again, definitely decent moisture coming in for the soil, and maybe a little bit of snow in some spots too before that melts. And it looks a little bit like this. So hardly anything in our neck of the woods. You have to go further to the north and see more of that snowfall. And again, a lot of this will melt with the warmer temperatures that will begin to move in. Our average high is 28 degrees for this time of the year. We'll be in the upper 20s today, mid-30s for your Thursday, upper 40s to lower 50s for your Friday. Really warm, right? Then cooling back down to the 20s and 30s Saturday all the way through your Tuesday. So your forecast for today, upper 20s, mostly sunny with that north wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 16 degrees, becoming mostly cloudy with that wind overall looking nice and calm. And moving ahead towards tomorrow, mid-30s, mostly cloudy with a slight chance for a few afternoon snow showers. And southeast breeze at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Some higher gusts cannot be ruled out. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. Our wind chill mix to start things off Friday morning. We'll switch off to all rain. Temperatures getting close to 50 degrees. Then by Saturday, mostly cloudy, temperatures in the mid-30s, and upper 20s Sunday with a mostly sunny sky.
Thank you, Devin. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley, and we'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.